Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about the clean step back lunge clean. This video is part of a greater series of videos where we are teaching kettlebell technique, one technique at a time, so that people can learn at home on their own. This falls into our order of progression where we learn to deadlift, we learn to swing with one hand, we learn to change hands, we learn our rack position, we learn our clean, we learn our press. If you know how to swing and you know how to do clean and press, you already have the foundation for developing any athletic program. Then we learn to squat, then we learn to do step back lunges. We start with step back lunges before step forward lunges because when we step back, our front foot remains stable and we can point it straight ahead. Pointing our base foot straight ahead helps people work on learning to align their ankle, their knee, and their hip. When we are working on our step backs, we are doing it with the idea that we are going to develop this into a Turkish get-up. A Turkish get-up is a basic move where we learn to get off of the ground with weight. Getting up off of the ground is a basic human skill and you should be very good at it. We are going to work on stepping back. In this video, we are going to add a clean to that step back, which acts as a spinal and hip reset to help people to learn to stand up better, faster. With today's drill, we are going to step back 12 to 18 inches between the bell and our lead toes. Our handle is still perpendicular to the line of our body so that we can point our thumb backwards while we do the clean. Pointing the thumb backwards forces people to straighten out their elbow, and if something were to go wrong, the elbow bends this way. Pointing our thumb back when we are learning is a safety technique. Start with the kettlebell out in front, get down. The L of our hand goes to the L of the kettlebell. Push the weight back, as we have worked on in previous drills, get to our rack position. Step back, put the knee on the ground, drive the hip forward, make the spine as vertical as possible. Drive up out of that lead leg foot. Return all the way to standing. Squeeze the quads, squeeze the glutes, drive the rib cage down. Add a clean. Push back, stand up, knee on ground, drive hip forward, stand up. Push back, catch in rack position, gently, this should not hurt. Put the knee on the ground, lean back, drive the hip forward, make the spine as vertical as possible, eyes look out in the distance. Drive up through the leg. Push back, catch, step back, drive the hip forward, feel a stretch in the front of the hip, stand all the way up. Push back, set the kettlebell down, out in front, return to our standing position. The point of adding the clean into this step back lunge is that it changes the way we're standing every time we stand up. We stand all the way up from the lunge, get perfectly vertical, squeeze our quads to straighten out our knees, squeeze our glutes to protect our lower back. Our glutes are big muscles, and if they are fired and they are solid, then they take stress away from our lower back. This is an easy way to slow down lunges. If you just do lunges, people oftentimes get very tired. Either their shoulder gets tired from holding onto the weight, or their core gets tired, and over time, they tend to deviate away from the pure standing position. Adding the clean at the top is a reset. It slows people down, it changes the way that they breathe, and it helps them work on combining core firings. Core fire from the clean, core fire from the lunge. The more complex the core firing gets over time, the better and faster we get the athletic training result that we want. Let's demonstrate it quickly with the other hand. Kettlebell, 12 to 18 inches away, thumb points down so that thumb points back, drive back with the kettlebell, stand up. Squeeze the lat, drive the shoulder away from the ear. Elbow, wrist, pinky in a vertical line. Step back with the opposite leg. That helps us lead into Turkish get-ups later on. Drive up, straighten the quads, squeeze the glutes. Reset with the clean. Push back, catch. Step back, drive the hip forward, drive up through the lead leg. Push back, catch. Step back, knee all the way down on the ground. Learn to drive up from a dead stop. Return to standing. Push back, Catch, step back, drive the hip forward, stand all the way up. To set the kettlebell down, push the weight back and then track it down back out in front of you before returning to standing. The great thing about kettlebells is that they combine basic movements together better than any other piece of equipment. So the complexity gets higher. Athleticism and life are complex activities. They are many basic moves combined together. The place that we work on with the kettlebells is the place in between other main types of movement. This will eventually go into Turkish get-up prep programming in a larger progression, where you practice all of these drills individually in order to make your core stronger.